Hey, what's up? EZOVERDOSE here. This is a warning to all the Asus Sabertooth X79 motherboard users, specifically the ones using water coolers, 240mm radiators up top on the inside. Now, what the problem is I'm sure you know, is that the 8-pin power supply to the motherboard is tucked in a really horrible spot right there. So you have usually a case or a hole in your case to where you can route this, back up to here, and then the radiator sits right on top of that shit to where it's mashing that cable. So what happened to me last month is I thought my power supply crapped out, and so I sent it in, and it could have been bad, but I got the new one back and it was doing the same thing. So I did some investigating and come to find out this 8-pin power plug is melted. 3 of the pins on the inside are melted. So the radiator is actually butted up against this side, but the pin's melted on this side. And I don't know if that's just because the power supply was bad, or if something else caused that. The heat from the radiator caused that. But either way, the heat from the radiator on that cable is bad. That sends heat through the insulation of the wires, which eventually makes it through the wires, and then it makes it onto your motherboard. So what I have here, this is like a backup cable. It's 2 4-pins that are split, and I'm just going to use it. And what I've done is I have this rubber plastic shit here. It's just like it's a rubber mat. It's from a plastics factory that they use for floor mats. And this stuff is like extremely heat resistant. Like you can stick a lighter on it and try to burn it, and then put your finger on it right after. Barely hot. Like it dissipates heat almost instantly. So we have some of that. And then I have some high temp duct tape. And what I've done is I've cut out a piece that looks like I lost. That's cool. Oh, here it is on the floor. Alright, so I cut this piece out basically it's going to go over the end where the radiator mashes this cable. So it's going to be something like that, and it's really like sideways like that because this cable gets twisted at that angle. So when the cable, it's going to be taped to this cable like that. So when the cable gets twisted, it's going to line up with the plug, and it's going to have full coverage. So go ahead and wrap some tape around that and show you. So there's what it's looking like right now. Doesn't look very pretty, doesn't need to, it just needs to be effective. So it's going to be twisted more, and it's going to make that line up good whenever I get it in there. So go ahead and throw that in there now. Alright, so she's in there, and as you can see, it's lined up, lines up just perfect when the cable's twisted to be routed through that hole back there. So whenever the radiator pushes on it, it's going to push on that flat, and it will be totally covered. So I recommend that to all of the X79 Asus Sabertooth motherboard users. If you have a radiator up top, check that shit out. I mean, that kind of shit can start a fire. So, and I mean, that could have fried my motherboard too. Who knows? So I mean, there goes fucking, if it fucked up the motherboard, the CPU, and the GPU, there's like $1,500 down the fucking toilet. Because power supply company, they won't reimburse you if the product's worth over like $200, so you're fucked. So if you own any of that stuff, check it out, and good luck. Peace.